Are open plan offices, like the ones that you see in Silicon Valley, good for innovation or actually bad for innovation? Today I want to tell you about 3 very interesting scientific studies that aim to tell us whether or not open plan offices are good for innovation and productivity, or whether or not they're a fad that needs to be gotten rid of. Hi, I'm Nick Skillicorn, editor of ideatovalue.com, and as you know, I care about evidence rather than just opinion. So I want to tell you about, as I said, 3 main scientific studies that have recently come out. The first one looked at the impact from going from an office environment where people had their own personal space to a large open plan open office environment, and what that had on people's productivity. Now, people, when they talk about open plan offices and the benefits of them, almost always say open plan offices lead to higher rates of collaboration, and therefore they must be good for innovation. However, this research actually showed us that when people move to an open plan office environment, they spend more time using email than before and more time using instant messenger than before. Not only that, this led to a decrease in the amount of time that they actually interacted with people. The amount of collaboration in open plan offices was actually lower than when people had their own individual space. Another very interesting piece of research, done with about 40,000 individuals, looked at what impact working in an open plan office had for them. And what they found was people in open plan offices complained that they were significantly more prone to distraction and being taken away from being able to focus at work. And this wasn't just the noise distraction that a lot of people think. It's not just hearing voices around you of colleagues and other people that takes you out of your moment and distracts you. Because a lot of people say, oh, you can just counteract that by everyone wearing headphones. But it's also the visual distraction. When you have an open plan office and you don't have anything around you to block out your view, the human brain is naturally geared to lock on to any new movement and assess it for a threat. So people are really struggling in open plan offices to be able to focus on their work, not just because they hear noise behind them and people chattering and sometimes actually coming and interrupting them, although the first study would say that's actually not as common as what people think. But it's also the peripheral movement going on in front of you, to your periphery, that grabs your attention, takes you out of the moment that you're trying to focus on work, and therefore prevents you from being able to focus on work. And the third scientific study that I want to tell you about is whether or not being constantly surrounded by people and interacting with people is actually good for innovation or not. This scientific study aimed to see whether or not people can come up with ideal solutions to really complex problems more effectively if they're always collaborating with a team, whether or not they're always working individually, or whether or not bouts of collaboration followed by bouts of individual work are actually the most effective way to go. And what they found was teams that were always constantly collaborating weren't as likely to get to the best possible solution, because the really high performers in the group that could have come up with a really novel, unique, creative, innovative solution, they were kind of brought down to the average level of all of the lower performing people. Similarly, when people were working individually, some people managed to get these really novel, unique ideas, but on average, people performed worse than that. However, in situations where people were both collaborating for part of the time and then had time to work individually, this gave the high performers the chance to go and actually think of the novel solutions, but then the lower performing people would benefit from time when they were collaborating with the high performers to actually find these new novel solutions. So open office environments are unfortunately actually really bad, not just for productivity, but for innovation and creativity as well. So if anyone tells you that you want to be more like those open plan offices in Silicon Valley that have bean bags everywhere and ping pong tables, you can point to these scientific sources, and I'm going to, of course, cite all of my sources in the main article that you can read in the description below. But it's just not true that open plan offices are more collaborative and more innovative than offices where people have their space to do their own work and collaborate as and when needs be. So if you found that interesting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share this video with someone else who you think would benefit from it. And yeah, go through my profile and make sure you look at all of the other videos on innovation and creativity that I've released. And if you really want to build your innovation and creativity capabilities, go to www.ideatovalue.com, sign up for the free newsletter, and check out our premium training on building your innovation and creativity capabilities. I'll speak again with you soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment about what you thought and what you'd like to see more about. If you want to take your creativity and innovation capabilities to the next level, then invest in yourself with the premium training only available at ideatovalue.com. These exclusive training modules have all been put together by me, Nick Skillicorn, and have been used by thousands of artists, innovation leaders, and CEOs to become better at understanding the source of their creativity and executing on their innovation ambitions. And there is no risk to you, as they are backed by our money-back guarantee. Now, don't forget to go out there and make your ideas a reality. See you again soon.